Hello everyone, so today I'm going to show you guys how to make some chicken breast tofu stir fries but without rice or noodles. So it's just all protein, and this is the tofu that I'm using. Sunrise tofu. The firmness is medium. And then I have just gone ahead and cut them into cubes as evenly as possible. Here I have 2 onions, less than half a tablespoon of salt, and some about 2 carrots that I have julienne like this, and I've gone ahead and sauteed this before everything else just so it makes my process faster. Here I have about 3 chilies, 3 garlics, and the same amount of ginger. And then here I have 3 chicken breasts made into cubes as evenly as possible. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with right here. You can see the pan is a bit charred because this is where I went ahead and sauteed my onions and carrots. So I have just gone ahead and put about 3 tablespoons of oil here. And now what I'm gonna do is just pour my chicken cubes in here. We might hear some sizzling or not, depending on how hot our pan is. I have just put it in, so that's why we didn't really hear any sizzling, and that's okay. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna just lightly fry this in this oil, but we're not deep frying because this is not too much oil, right? So first we want to go ahead and kind of get our chicken breast to be golden brown. And then after this we're gonna add our tofu, and we're not gonna add any salt because we're gonna wait and see if the salt from this will give it enough flavor so that we don't have to add more. But what I will do once the chicken has started to become golden brown, I'm gonna go ahead and add the spices in here, and these are all the spices that I'm using. And I just like this option to go with like some rice or some pasta on the side, or just to have it by itself with some garden fresh salad, because it just tastes really good and it's wholesome and it's all protein, so it's good for our bodies, especially like hard days of workout. So again, it's just tofu that I've gone ahead the whole cube and just made them into smaller cubes as even as possible. There's 2 red onions, 2 carrots, julienne, and here there's 2 garlic cloves, the same amount of ginger, or maybe 3 garlic. It doesn't matter, it depends on how garlicky you like it. If you want less, you can only use 1 garlic. Here's about 3 chilies, and I'm just waiting for my pan to start frying up. And here I have about 3 tablespoons of oil that I have put my chicken in, and while I was sauteing these I also put 3 tablespoons of oil, so in all we have about 6 tablespoons of oil. You could add less oil if you like, but I think this is the right amount, because then if you also have less oil, it's not going to start getting that golden brown color that you want. So right now I hear the pan sizzling, so I'm going to go ahead and start stirring it so that it does not get stuck to the bottom of the pan. So guys, it's been about 2 minutes, and if you see, it's starting to cook. And for those of you wondering, hey, why did she use the same pan? It was dirty, or she could have used a clean pan. You could use a clean pan, but the smart choice is to use the same pan, because first of all, you will put less oil because there's some remaining oil in the bottom of the pan. Second of all, the seasoning and the spices and the taste from this right here is lingering in the bottom of the pan. So when I use the same pan, I'm actually maximizing the flavor of my dish without needing to add more seasoning to it, which means it's healthier and wholesome because I'm using less salt overall. So that's my theory or ideal of why I use the same pan without using another pan. And right now the heat is on 4, and we see some of the water of the chicken is starting to coming out, and every minute or so just gently stir it so that we get it all to cook as evenly as possible and to get that golden brown color that we want. And then after this is done, we're gonna take it out and go ahead and saute the tofu in the same way but separately, because it's soft, so we don't want it to break up. If we put it at the same time as the chicken and start stirring it a lot, it's gonna break up. So with the tofu, we're gonna do it separately so it doesn't break up as much. And another 5 minutes of this frying up and sauteing should be enough for us to give that perfect golden brown color. So guys, it's been about 4 minutes and most of the water of the chicken breast is starting to come out, and this is because the pan already had a little salt in it from before when I was making this, right? So the salt actually helps to take out the extra water from your meat, and then also helps it to cook faster and tenderize faster. So I'm gonna do this for another 3 minutes. I have it on a high right now, like on level 5 the heat, because I want the water to dry up and for it to start becoming that caramelized golden brown. So guys, it's been another 3 minutes and I see that the water is starting to dry out a lot. So I'm just waiting for all the water to dry so that I can just leave this in the pan and let it become golden brown, and then we're gonna move on to the tofu. So guys, after another 2 minutes, all of the water has dried out and it's starting to sizzle a lot, and the oil has come back. Before it looked like there was no oil because there was so much water from the chicken, but now the oil has come back and it's just sizzling, which means that it's getting sauteed and frying up and becoming golden brown. So I'm gonna do this until all of it is golden brown. So guys, you can see it's become such a beautiful golden brown. So now what I'm gonna do is take this out and go ahead and do the same thing to my tofu. So here we go guys, I've taken out my chicken with this beautiful golden brown that we wanted all around, and gone ahead and put in my tofu. And I have not added any oil because there was oil remaining from the chicken. I have not added any salt or anything so far. So now I'm gonna let this become golden brown a bit, and then I'm gonna add the seasoning and then add some salt after I add this and I feel that it needs it. But if it doesn't, then I will not. And so we're not gonna stir the tofu too much. We're gonna just let it become golden brown on one side, then switch it around, because if we touch it a lot, it's gonna break down. And on the side, I'm just making some white rice Afghan style, which I will show you guys the process as well. So here I've just added a full liter of boiled hot water to 2.5 cups of white basmati rice basically, and I've let it come to a boil. At this point I'm gonna pour the water out and then go ahead and pressure cook it for about 10 minutes, and then it should be ready. And it's really easy and simple, so I'll show you guys that recipe separately on the side. But right now we're going to be focusing on this. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the side. So now my tofu is cooked to the point that I like, so I'm going to go ahead and add my ginger garlic green chilies to it, and then I'm going to go ahead and mix it. Sorry about that. And see, it's starting to break a little, so try to minimize it as much as possible, but if it breaks a little, then oh well, like, you can't do anything about it. Just trying to get everything, because you see it's starting to stick to the pan. And I'm gonna put the heat to 2 right now so that I minimize it burning as much as possible. So now the tofu is done, so I'm gonna take the tofu out and put in my onion and carrot saute. So guys, I've added my onion saute in here. I'm gonna let it get warmed up a bit because it might have cooled down. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add my chicken and tofu to it. So now I've gone ahead and added my chicken, and it's been about 3 minutes of letting it saute together. So last thing is I'm gonna go ahead and add the tofu, and then I'm gonna just let it simmer for about 3 minutes, and then it's ready to be served. And I'm gonna mix in the tofu with the chicken once I'm ready to serve it, because if I mix it in right now, it's just gonna become really shredded because the chicken is heavier, right? And then this is it guys, the tofu stir fry, and then I'll serve it on the side with some white rice, which I'm cooking here. So I'll show you guys the process of that in a separate video, but this is it for this. Thank you so much for following me, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. And at this point I did not add any more salt, for those of you wondering, but if you like it saltier, you could add more salt. And that's it for this chicken tofu stir fry, without rice and without noodles, but I am making some white rice on the side just in case if my family members like to have it. My rice is ready. I let it simmer on slow heat for the last 5 minutes. Now I'm gonna go ahead, mix it, and serve it with my delicious tofu chicken stir fry. I'm so excited to try this because this is my first time actually making it. So we're gonna just mix it up. You see the grain of rice, it's so fluffy, it's so full, and trust me, everyone will want a piece of the sweet potatoes which you layer in the bottom because it just tastes amazing. So here we go. Yeah, it's delicious looking already. Okay guys, so here is my rice and here is my chicken tofu stir fry. It looks really delicious. Can't wait to try it. My mom is actually here today, so she's gonna give me an honest opinion, and I just made some of my favorite salads to go with it, which are also on my website, which is really easy. Cucumber and carrot salad, but these are the main dish today, guys. So thank you for following me so far, and once we taste it, I'll let you know how it is.